Russia, Ukraine. At the same time that Putin is talking very tough, we expect his annual press conference tomorrow. There's reportedly going to be meetings between the Russians and the Americans in Florida over the weekend. Congressman Khanna, are you bullish or bearish on a deal, an overall deal?
I'm bearish. I mean, look, I'm for ultimately having a deal, but not on two conditions, which were in that 28-point peace plan. One, I don't think that Ukraine should be giving up territory that Russia doesn't even have. And two, as a guy who's also not the most hawkish, I don't think you should have an artificial constraint on Ukraine's number of troops. But I'm all for the president pursuing negotiation. It just has to be a just peace.
Congressman Lawler, bullish or bearish on the prospects of a deal at this point?
Cautiously bearish. Look, I think a deal has to get done. To Rose's point, I don't think there should be a limit on Ukraine troops. I don't think Russia should have any veto power of any kind over NATO, in terms of who can be a member of NATO. And certainly from a territorial standpoint, we definitely should not be giving any territory that they don't currently have control over. Ultimately, the security guarantees are critical. I think a lot of progress has been made since the initial plan kind of leaked out. I've been on phone calls and in meetings. I think we've made some progress here. But ultimately, to me, Vladimir Putin is the one that is responsible for this and needs to be held to account. We want to protect Ukraine's structural sovereignty, but we also have to recognize where we are as we approach the fourth year of this war. There were a lot of mistakes early on. There should have been secondary sanctions enacted. The Europeans should have stopped purchasing Russian gas. The Ukrainians should have been allowed to proactively use weapons in Russian territory. Those decisions were disastrous in terms of Ukraine's ability to prosecute this war effectively. We have to bring this to an end. This continuing is not going to end well for Ukraine.
They say that something that's easy is like a walk in the park. Well, easier than a walk in the park, hit the subscribe button, be part of the two-way community, never miss an episode, be part of our conversations. Thank you for your service to America.
And don't forget, you can now listen to the morning meeting and Two-Way Tonight on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.